Have you ever wondered, if you had nothing, no gold, no riches, not even clothes, would you still be willing to give? Would you offer everything, even your own life, for the sake of helping someone in need? Let me tell you an ancient tale. A tale whispered through the forests of India for centuries. A tale that shows that true compassion doesn't come from wealth. It comes from the heart. This is the story of Sasa, the rabbit. And yes, dear listener, in this life, it was none other than the Bodhisattva in one of his noble past lives before he became the Buddha. Long ago, in a peaceful forest where the winds sang soft lullabies and the river sparkled under the sun, lived 4 friends: Sasa, the rabbit, Kukuta, the rooster, Miga, the jackal, and Otter, the fisher. They were not mighty, they were not wealthy, but they made a vow. On every holy day we will practice generosity. Whatever comes our way, we shall give to the hungry and the poor. Each lived simply, the otter catching fish, the jackal finding food in the woods, the rooster gathering grains. But Sasa, the gentle rabbit, ate nothing but grass and leaves. He had nothing to give. No fish, no meat, no grain, just his soft white fur and a heart full of kindness. And yet, among them all, it was Sasa whose vow burned the brightest. Every night, under the cool silver light of the moon, he looked up at the stars and whispered, "If anyone comes to me in need, even if I have no food, I shall give them my own flesh, if that is what it takes." Such was his promise, pure, fearless, without hesitation. But little did he know, the heavens themselves had heard his vow, and they decided to test him. One bright morning, as golden rays danced through the treetops, a heavenly being, Chakra, king of the gods, descended to earth. Disguised as an old, frail beggar, his clothes torn, his face thin and weary, he limped through the forest, calling out, "Is there anyone who can spare food for a starving soul?" The otter heard first. Proud to keep his vow, he gathered the fish he had saved and offered them. Next came the jackal, bringing meat and fruit. Then the rooster, sharing his grain with joy. Finally, the beggar reached Sasa's burrow. The rabbit, soft and gentle, looked at him with deep, shining eyes. And then came the painful truth. He had nothing. "Old father," Sasa said, "I have no grain, no fish, no meat, only grass and leaves that you cannot eat. But I made a promise. I will not let you go hungry." The beggar raised his weary head. "But child, what can you give me?" And then Sasa's voice grew steady, strong like the mountain wind. "I shall give you my own flesh. Build a fire. When it is ready, I will leap in myself, so you may have food and live." The forest fell silent. Even the trees seemed to hold their breath. The beggar, who was no ordinary man but Chakra himself, felt his heart tremble. But he did as Sasa asked. He built a fire, its flames leaping high. Sasa stood before it, calm as the moon, his eyes soft but fearless. "Better I perish keeping my vow than live with a broken promise." And with no hesitation, he leapt. Sasa's small body rose through the air, and in that breathless moment, even the wind stood still. The flames leapt high, golden and wild, ready to devour. But as Sasa entered the fire, something miraculous happened. The flames grew soft. They curled around him like petals, warm but harmless. The fire that could scorch mountains, that could blacken stone, could not touch the pure heart of the rabbit. Because this was no ordinary act. This was sacrifice born from perfect compassion. A giving so pure, even nature itself bowed in reverence. Chakra, king of the gods, dropped his disguise in awe. His heavenly form blazed brighter than the sun, as he caught Sasa gently in his palms. "Little one," Chakra said, voice trembling, "you were willing to give everything, your own life, without a second thought. This kind of heart is rare, even among gods." Sasa blinked, dazed. "But was it not my vow? To feed the hungry, no matter the cost? If I broke it, then who am I?" Chakra smiled, eyes shining with tears. "You are greater than any king, greater than any god. You are the light the world forgets, but so desperately needs." And then Chakra did something that echoed through eternity. He dipped his finger in the golden fire, now cool and harmless, and touched Sasa's image to the sky. High above, on the velvet canvas of night, a new shape appeared, a soft, shining rabbit, glowing silver against the darkness. "Let every being who looks at the moon remember you, Sasa," Chakra declared. "Your sacrifice shall never be forgotten. Your compassion shall shine forever, lighting the nights of the world." And so it was. From that day on, when people gazed up at the full moon, they saw the outline of a rabbit cradled in its light. A reminder that greatness is not in crowns or riches, but in the courage to give, even when you have nothing. The lesson that burns, brighter than fire. Sasa's story is not just for monks or kings. It speaks to all of us. In a world where people count worth by gold, titles, and status, Sasa shows that true nobility comes from the heart. He had no wealth, no strength, no power, but when the test came, he gave the only thing he had, himself. And that was enough to light the sky. The flames that could destroy mountains could not touch the fire of his compassion. Because compassion is the only flame that burns without harming. It warms, it heals, it unites. So next time you look at the moon and you spot that faint rabbit shape, remember Sasa. Remember that no act of kindness is ever too small. No gift given with love is ever wasted. Even if you feel poor, powerless, unseen, your compassion can light the darkest night. Like Sasa, you too have that light within. If this story touched your heart, stay with us. This is just one of many timeless Jataka tales we're bringing back to life. Stories that can inspire, comfort, and awaken. Subscribe now to Stay Inspired 86 and join our growing family of wisdom seekers. Let's keep this light burning together.